All right, let's talk about building a brand. I mean a real brand, the kind that builds an unbreakable empire of loyal fans. Today, we're diving into the story of how one company did just that, by focusing on one single, powerful word. But here's the paradox, the central question we're going to tackle today. How can a brand that's, let's be honest, famous for being kind of boring, boxy, sensible, how did that company create one of the most passionate, loyal fan bases on the entire planet?
Yeah, you heard that right. This is the story of the world's most boring superpower. Because that boring thing, that's actually the key. Volvo's success is, no joke, a masterclass in owning one word and then living that word with just absolute unwavering integrity. And the whole thing kicks off with one single decision that literally changed history.
Okay, so let's get into it. Act 1. Claim your word. This is all about how a single invention and one massive decision built an entire legacy. For Volvo, this was about planting their flag, claiming the moral high ground for the whole industry. And to get why this was so huge, we've got to go back in time.
You really have to picture the 1950s. This was the era of big engines, big fins. Style and speed were everything. Cars looked incredible, they were powerful, but they were also, frankly, death traps. Getting into a serious car crash back then, it was often a death sentence. No two ways about it.
And then, 1959. This is the pivotal moment. This is the year everything changes. Why? Because a Volvo engineer, a guy named Niels Bohlin, invents something that would go on to save, literally, over 1 million lives. The 3-point seatbelt. So simple, so elegant, and so unbelievably effective.
Okay, now here's the part of the story that just blows my mind. This was the 1000 IQ move. Volvo had the patent for one of the most important safety inventions in human history. They could have made billions. And what did they do? They gave it away, for free. They opened up the patent for every single one of their competitors to use.
They didn't have to say a word. That one action shouted a message to the entire world. We care more about your life than we do about our profits. Think about that. This wasn't just a feature anymore. This was their identity. In one move, they planted their flag, and from that day forward, they owned the word safety.
So Act 2 is where things get real. It's called Engineer the Promise. Because, claiming a word is easy. Talk is cheap. But proving it, that's everything. This is how they turned a slogan into an actual fortress of steel and data.
And this right here, this was their secret weapon. In 1970, they created the Accident Research Team. For over 50 years, this team has gone out to the scene of thousands of real-world crashes involving Volvos. They look at everything, the car, the police reports, the medical records, to figure out what actually happens to the human body in a wreck. They weren't just guessing in a lab. They were building their cars based on real life.
And all that incredible real-world data, it fueled a constant stream of life-saving innovations. I mean, the seatbelt was just the beginning. Then you have the rear-facing child seat, the side impact protection system, or SIPs, the whiplash protection system, WHIPs. Do you see the pattern here? This wasn't a one-off marketing stunt. This was a decades-long obsession.
And then, all of this led to their most audacious, most insane promise ever. They called it Vision 2020, and the goal was simple. No one should be seriously injured or killed in a new Volvo car. Just stop and think about how bold that is. That's not a marketing slogan. That's an engineering North Star for the entire company, the ultimate proof of their promise.
All right, so moving on to Act 3, sell the feeling. They claim the word, they engineer the promise. But now, how do you actually sell that? This is where the marketing genius comes in, turning a totally rational feature into a deeply emotional feeling.
And this is a really tricky question, right? How do you sell safety? You can't just show a bunch of scary car crashes. That'll just freak people out. But you also can't just list a bunch of boring technical features because nobody cares. So, what do?
The answer was absolutely brilliant. Volvo's ads show what doesn't happen. They don't show the crash. They show what safety makes possible. They show the family getting home safely in a blizzard. They show the dad teaching his daughter how to drive, feeling confident. They show the kids sleeping peacefully in the back seat. They weren't selling the feature. They were selling the feeling of being protected.
And this table just lays it out perfectly. You had two totally different playbooks. While everyone else was selling speed, luxury, status, the thrill of the journey, Volvo was selling one single idea: safety, the certainty of a safe arrival. Other brands were trying to get a transaction. Volvo was building a relationship based on trust. They weren't selling a car, they were selling peace of mind.
So, let's boil this all down. What can we actually learn from this? The entire Volvo story can be broken down into a simple blueprint. 4 timeless lessons for building your own loyal tribe.
Okay, here it is, the loyalty blueprint. Number 1, own a single powerful word. Figure out what you stand for and be the undisputed best at it. Number 2, make your promise your reality. Your brand isn't what you say, it's what you do. Number 3, give away your best idea. That one act of generosity with the seatbelt patent built more trust than $1 billion in ads ever could. And finally, number 4, sell the feeling, not the feature. Don't sell the airbag, sell the peace of mind.
At the end of the day, Volvo built an empire because they understood something profound. In a world that feels chaotic and uncertain, safety is the ultimate luxury. They don't just sell cars, they sell a parent's peace of mind. And that's a bond that no competitor can ever break. So it really leaves just one question for you to think about. What single word will your brand own?
Hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown and want to see more like it, make sure you subscribe to Finologix.